Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. For this particular Kwentuhan, we have another guest from Cebu, a full-time illustrator, a member of Jumpjet Comics. He does wonderful fantasy-inspired illustrations. Sir Alfred Ismael Galaroza.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, so sir, I often ask yung mga guests that are not from Luzon about yung art communities that you have sa province nyo or wherever you are located. Aside from the question of how you got into the arts.
I'm inspired from I'm inspired to Philippine mythology.
Mm-hmm.
But diyan ang inspired ko, sir. At also I'm inspired from what is called the author Tolkien.
Oh, Tolkien, okay.
Yes.
So, si John Lee, si John Howe. Those are yung mga, di ba, the illustrators that are greatly tied into...
Alan Lee?
Alan Lee, yeah. Peter Jackson's yung films.
Yes.
They did a lot of yung mga groundworks for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, that's your primary influence since you were a kid?
Yes, sir. Lord of the Rings, sir. That's
Lord of the Rings.
Yes. That's my first inspiration for the fantasy.
So, it's like you're using those Western influences to bring life to our local folklore and mythology.
Yes, sir.
And you're very specific kasi like I said when we were gonna start our interview, I saw a feature from Sunstar, I think, that for
Cebu Daily News, sir.
Yeah. Okay. For your illustration of Visayan war gods.
Yes.
So you do a lot of research about yung myths natin.
Yes, sir. For almost 7 years, I think.
7 years.
Yes.
Give me a bit of background. When you were a kid, you got exposed to Alan Lee and John Howe, Lord of the Rings.
Unfortunately,
how?
Alan Lee. Only Alan Lee I familiarized, sir.
Okay.
What's your question again, sir?
How did you how were you exposed to that kind of art?
Sir. Obviously, movies, sir.
The movies,
yes.
The Peter Jackson movies.
Yes, I like fantasy, sir.
So aside from, so it's very specific that it's Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Or do you dabble in other fantasy realms like D&D, Forgotten Realms, the other high fantasy settings?
I forgot the movie. What is called? Was there Harry Potter?
Oh, Harry Potter. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. There are a lot of great artists that were tied into the Harry Potter lore and books as well. So, particularly, you were a part of, like I said, Jumpjet Comics, which is a comics art collective in Cebu.
Yes.
And do you have plans? Like, do you have plans to do comics then?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So maybe we could discuss that about your plans to. I suppose it's gonna be high fantasy then yung setting.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Especially since yun nga yung like you're specializing in illustrating. For those who wish to like see more of your works, you have an ArtStation account, right?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Mm,
Uh, what's yung
yung name, sir? Let's see. Sandali, sir.
ala,
Mm, okay, sir. Uh, my name, sir. Alfred Ismael
ah,
Galaroza.
okay, so they just have to type in your name in ArtStation, and they'll be treated to like a wonderful gallery of illustrations. And I see here you also have like Trece Fine Arts here.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
uh,
Since it's part of Philippine mythology, so why not
uh,
make a fun art of it?
yeah, Talagbusaw and Ibo.
Ibo, yes, emissary of death.
So let's talk about your plan for doing comics. Okay, comics. Okay. Uh,
Hmm.
can you tell us what your plans for your future comics would be?
It's gonna be long, sir. Uh, Especially Bulan. Um,
Bulan
we're
is a moon goddess
Mon
in
God,
moon god. Moon
Mon
god.
God, sir.
Uh, so Bulan is a Visayan
Bicolan.
Bicol. Kasi my father is from Sorsogon, and Bulan is like a part of Sorsogon. And I'm particularly remember na Bulan yung tawag nila
It's
sa
a place,
moon.
sir.
Sa moon actually.
Pasamon. Oh, okay.
It's not just a name of the god. It's actually how that's actually the term for moon in Sorsoganon.
Yes, ganun.
And I saw actually an illustration na I thought you had a comic book kasi I saw
One
like
shot, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Only one shot, sir.
So yeah, so you already did a comic book, and I actually was unfortunate that I ran out of copies when I was gonna buy it from your table. Wala na.
One sold
When
out on you, sir.
that was in
19?
2019, I think. Cebu event.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So can we like what particularly drew you to the story of Bulan to
Uh,
make it a comic book?
um, from history, sir. When I was in high school, sir, um, there was there was a subject called no, a Filipino subject, Filipino literature. Um, uh, the story is all about Edarapatra at Sulaiman.
The Maranao epic.
Baranao, Baranao epic,
Maranao epic.
yes. And that's how I inspired uh, from those books, sir.
Yeah. I see you also have a illustration here of Umakaan. So yung primary antagonist from that epic.
Yes, yes, sir.
Uh,
Actually, sir, there are two versions of Dapat at Sulaiman.
mm-mm.
And the other version is four monsters. The four monsters. Yes. And the second version is oh, their main antagonist is the Omakaan.
Yeah, Umakaan. For context, that's why I'm quite also familiar with the epic. Is I used it as a basis for my own comic book.
Wow.
Loosely based. It's not
Base lang,
particularly
base
like
lang.
based
Yeah.
on like formal academically that I translated into comics form. I just loosely based the mythology on several Filipino epics. So it's like a mishmash. And I know a lot of people like frown upon it since yung mythologies natin are not that well taught
Well,
or
yes,
well
well
versed, and that's
introduced.
why
Yes.
if like several creative people take liberties with it, I know a lot of people like frown upon it. But yeah, my comics is loosely based on that Maranao epic, but
Hmm.
also it also has tie-ins with like epics from several other islands.
Mm, 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 mm.
So yun. That's why I'm particularly familiar with Umakaan.
Di ba yung umakaan, di ba? Kanang he threw rock to Indarpatra to form islands in the lake, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yes.
We have a lot of creation myths like that, like from conflict, like they would throw around rocks and it will turn into land masses or into mountains.
Imagine how umakaan, how big it was.
Uh, and that myth like persists were in all corners of our islands, diba? So even here in Luzon, we have like that. You guys there have that as well. So I don't know who like spread that story. So anyway, let's talk about Bulan, your comics.
Okay, sir.
When was that the first comics you ever made?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, uh, I was planning to make a comic about the zombie apocalypse in Cebu, but I was thinking my main priority is Bulan.
Mm. And was it? I wasn't. I didn't had the opportunity to browse through your comics.
Yes,
Is it fully painted like most of your works?
painted like okay. It's not colored, sir, but black
It's
and
not
white.
colored. It's in black and white. Do you have it online anywhere?
No, sir. I don't have plans to post it because it isn't complete.
Uh, so let's talk about your process in how you made that comic book.
Okay.
So primary influence mo when you did it, art wise,
Yes, sir.
who
Um,
who or what?
art wise, primarily influencer.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, influences Attack on Titan and Berserk
Attack on Titan.
and Berserk, sir.
In Berserk,
and
yeah.
this,
A full disclosure again, Berserk is also one of my big influence.
also, sir. I also love the shading. Do you familiar with Made in Abyss?
Which one?
Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss. Not particular. Is it MID or MDE?
Made in Abyss.
MADE.
Made as
Ah,
in
okay.
gawa.
Yes.
Look at the artwork, sir. It's so the shadings
Okay.
so
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's very reminiscent of RPGs actually.
Yes.
So yeah, and it's in the same family of yung rendering din ni Miura sa Berserk.
Di ba?
Except it's cuter. It's cuter.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that. How about the story? How did you? I know it's based on local myth, but
Yes.
how did you approach translating it into making it into a comic book?
First, sir, I um first what do you call this? I researched Bulan and the other characters of the Philippine mythology, the Luzon mythology, the four ages of Sitan,
Sitan, yeah.
yeah, the four ages of Sitan, and also what do you call this, the Bicolano meets and also the Visayan meets. Yeah, and uh, I stitch it to build to build like a twist something.
Ah.
Like,
So you
yeah,
stitch together a lot of like what I did. So you stitched a lot of
yeah, I stitch it.
uh you're particularly fond of drawing the Minokawa Bakunawa myth, no?
Yes, sir.
Uh, any particular reason why?
Oh, sir, I like dragons and also the phoenix and
I've seen.
serpents. Yes,
So these are like yung primal monsters that populate most of our uh, old tales, no?
yes, because
Mm.
Bakunawa is quite popular sa Pilipinas, diba?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And also Minokawa.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny, di ba? Parang the Bakunawa is a sea serpent. Am I correct?
Yes, a sea serpent. There are lots of versions of Bakunawa.
Yeah. And like Minokawa is a sky serpent.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of versions.
And both of them like devour either the sun or the moon.
Or moon. Yes.
The, it's
But in
actually
my,
an old explanation to
eclipse.
our eclipses.
Yes.
Mm.
But
What is this? I'm looking at another illustration of for the lack of a better term, another Filipino kaiju. It's the Bawa.
yes, Bawa. Kalondo, Kalondo. I forgot Kalondo.
This is based on which story?
Uh, wait a second. Wait, I forgot. Bawa. Uh, I forgot. It's so hard to pronounce. Wait, sir. What?
Is it based
Kal,
on
kalunlun, kalulundan, kalulundan.
this is from
Bisan Visayas, sir.
Bisaya. This is a Bisayan
Yes.
myth as well.
Oh,
Actually, this is your ArtStation artworks are really a nice resource for people who are also looking for maybe influences or inspiration to do their own fantasy
yes,
book.
sir.
This is another one I'm looking at. Tiboli Daiti Bulon Lam Mugaaw.
Oh, Bulon Labo Mugoaw.
What is he like related to the moon as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the
Bulon-
goddess of the moon again.
Yes,
You're very
yes.
particularly interested with the moon mythologies.
They also that is my concept art for Bulan. Yeah.
Mm. So, you're a full-time illustrator.
Yes.
What
Yes, sir.
particular projects do you work on?
My career or
Yeah, your career.
I draw children. Oh no, I draw children's book.
Do you do animation? Say, I'm looking at this children playing outside the school work. And this would translate really well into animation.
I do animations. Yeah. I use Flash or
Oh, so you also are an animator. You're also an animator.
yes, sir. For 2 years.
Actually, very nice. Looking at yung set of illustrations for children playing outside the school. It's really, it captures yung school.
Yeah.
I see your influences are more Japanese, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, more Japanese, but like even if it's Japanese inspired your artwork, you captured perfectly how a Filipino school setting is.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So how do you mix it? How do you mix yung Japanese influence mo with making it more local?
Actually, sir. Okay. Na-influence ako sa Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon and mga anime series and movies,
Mm.
and also um I forgot this one. What did I watch? What was but basta sir, I studied I studied usually sa mga mga expressions sa mga Fil- Filipino faces,
Mm.
and mixed to that and mixed to my current abilities, to my current art style, and mixed to our to our Filipino faces.
Very nice. Eh. I really love yung work mo kasi there's like a mix of yung high fantasy which I can see very much with your drawings for your kaijus, your monster illustration, and your background work. And then you also have a clean anime style for people.
Yes.
Hmm. So are you self-taught? Are you a self-taught artist or did you also attend like art school?
Um, Animation, sir.
So you studied animation.
Yes.
Ah, I guess I can see it in your backgrounds. Eh. Your backgrounds are really good.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, ah, ano pa bang matatanong ko sa'yo?
Sige, sir. Take your time.
Ayan, sige. I asked si Jeff this about yung community of artists dyan sa inyo in
Oo.
Cebu. How is it, in your perspective, how is yung art community there?
Sa Cebu.
Ah,
Hmm. Sabagay, okay naman siya, sir. uh, uh, we're the same like sir. We're the same sa Visayas, Luzon, Mindanao, and also, sir, uh, sometimes saan eh? lack lack of promotions, I think.
yeah.
Mm.
What would you like if you have like all the resources available to you? What would be your first thing that you would like implement for the community, for the artist community there that could help everyone?
uh, for me, those are difficult questions, sir.
It's something that I ask often yung mga people who are not particularly here. Kasi here, alam ko yung mga kulang namin eh. Wala kang answer to sa
Wala
question.
akong answer, sir.
So how about comics? Are there a lot of artists there that does comics aside from your group?
Mm, so far, Enigma Kai.
Yeah, Enigma kay sina Lawrence. But I think they shifted more towards animation now, no?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
I just heard that news.
so yeah, I'm particularly really more interested in the comics making part of the art community, mainly because it's more of yung cheaper way to like produce stories. Kasi, di ba, if you're gonna do an animation, how much work would that be, and
Yeah, very tiring.
how much money would you need to actually produce a full-length animated film? But if you're gonna do like comic books, further down the line, you could actually use the comics as your storyboards for whatever animation projects you would have.
Mhm.
Diba?
Yes.
So not only did you like already brought out your stories and could share it with the world to other people, it can be also be used to pitch for another media for it. Uh, do you have other plans for that book that you are doing, Bulan?
Other books, sir?
No, no. For yeah, if you have like plans for other books, if you have plans
Yes.
for that particular
Sir.
book. Hmm.
Um, After Bulan, my plan is uh, I I will I will make agenda for the zombie apocalypse, but in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that. I'm actually gonna ask you about that. What was
It's
the
word
title
bound.
of that one?
It's word bound.
Eastward Bound. Why
Yes.
Eastward Bound?
Okay. Um. Uh. My parent told me eastward bound is like it's like when you're facing the sun. Um. It's always it's usually it's usually goes to the east,
Hmm.
then and that east symbolize hope.
Oh, okay. So East symbolizes hope.
Yes.
So in a post-apocalyptic world like a zombie apocalypse,
Mm-mm.
that is why you entitled it
Eastward.
Eastward Bound. They're looking for hope. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Is this project already in the pipeline? Are you already working on it?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-mm. Is this will this be a graphic novel? How many pages?
Yes, a graphic novel. Yes.
Uh, Around
Page.
how many pages?
Okay. I plan in to have this one shot first. The pages.
Mm,
The page is like 500 500 page plus.
500 pages. Wow.
Yes. Yes, sir. That's that's my biggest project so far.
But yeah, I still particularly invested with your Bulan story. Will you ever finish it?
Kwan, sir. Planning pa, sir. I'll what do you call this? I'm planning to fix the dialogue and improve a bit, and 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 the storyline it is to make it more like um like unpredictable.
So those are the projects that we would be expecting from you.
Yes. Yes,
More
sir.
probably the Eastward Bound would be the most immediate one that would come out first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're working on Eastward Bound right now, and you're
Yes.
still
And Bulan.
polishing Bulan for
Yes.
a
For,
re-release. Uh,
yes. Yes, sir. For a twist and plot twist something.
so since you are in animation, would you prefer actually to have your stories come out in animated form or in comics form?
As for now, comics pa.
Comics. Okay. So yeah, I also asked this at kay Jeff. So you have these projects, and you're like, meron tayong divide within us because a geographic divide kasi since we are on different islands here.
Mm.
How can people from my island actually avail of your group's books? Kasi I feel it's a disservice for all of us na hindi namin actually nakikita yung books nyo. Kasi your group has been producing a lot of great uh, intellectual properties that actually could help also our creators to grow then as if they can actually see it. Mahirap din yung question.
Yes.
What's your plan with Bulan and Eastward Bound? Since you are gonna be releasing it as a book, do your do your group have a plan for like also distributing it here?
Um, I'm planning. Yeah, we're planning to have to be patented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, are you looking for publishers then here that could help you
Um,
with distribution actually nationally?
as of now, we found one.
Oh,
Central
cool.
Central Books.
Mhm. So we could expect them to carry your books, not just there, here as well.
Yes, sir. And also, um, I'm planning to have my book to be posted first in the comic spot.
Oh, comic spot. Cool.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Mhm. Actually, yun nga, looking at your gallery here, I can't wait na makakita ng sequential work from you.
Thank you, sir.
So, do you have socials for our viewers or listeners for them to follow you aside from your ArtStation account?
I have Facebook page, Art of Idoy.
What's that?
Art of Idoy.
Art of Idoy. Okay.
Uh,
So you give me all the links for your socials. I'll put it down in the description box
oh, okay, okay.
so that everyone can follow you. What else?
Mm, there and my also my Instagram, sir. I have,
Hmm.
I have it. Uh,
Okay. So we'll be looking forward to all your projects.
yes, sir.
So to close
Thank you,
off
sir.
our conversation, this is a question that I ask all of my guests. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone trying to create their first comic book or graphic novel?
Okay, sir. First things first. Um, the like okay, nahihirapan ako. okay, okay. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I can,
Okay, okay. My advice is some of you is shy to represent your works, but in time, uh, but in time, you will gain confident, and also that just don't forget, just dream big.
dream big.
Yes,
Actually, that's a good advice. Uh,
thank you, sir.
uh, so thank you very much for lending us time.
Okay.
And like I know you medyo meron tayong language barrier.
Pasensya na, sir. I'm not fluent in Tagalog. Bisaya talaga ako.
Yeah, ano rin naman, I understand din naman. Actually, this is like a way actually to bridge creators from different islands here in our country. And I know may language barrier pa rin naman. And that's why
Yeah.
I like converse in English.
Mm.
Kasi it's like a universal language.
International.
International. So thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
Thanks for having me.
uh, Very nice artwork. Actually, if I have like more time to edit this, I would like. I'm asking permission if I could put your artwork in the videos so that they can see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. And to all our viewers, to all those who are listening to our conversation, thank you very much. Please do leave a like, share this video to your friends, subscribe to the channel, and if you do not like to subscribe to the channel, you could still catch the Comics Kwentuhan series here on my channel every 4 p.m. I drop a new conversation. Thank you guys and see you at the next videos. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.